Everyone. Good morning, good evening. I hope you all are doing amazing and thank you very much for joining us here today. A small introduction about Shakti World and what does it do. Shakti World is a platform dedicated to showcasing women writers and creators, emphasizing the divine feminine lineage and empowering women's voices. This project celebrates and promotes the unique perspectives, experiences, and talents of women in various creative fields. Shakti World not only amplifies their voice, but also fosters a supportive community that values and uplifts the feminine narrative. Through this platform, women can connect, inspire, collaborate, creating a safe, empowering space where they can express their creativity, vision, and concerns. Join us and support us in manifesting this community by women for women. I have a small slogan for you all, जहां पे नारी शक्ति के बारे में मैंने इतना इंट्रोडक्शन दिया. शक्ति वर्ल्ड यानी नारी शक्ति की दुनिया. और उसी के लिए मुझे आप सबको एक छोटा सा स्लोगन बताना है. अपने हौसले से नारी भर रही ऊंची उड़ान. अपने हौसले से नारी भर रही ऊंची उड़ान. न कोई शिकायत, न कोई थकान. न कोई शिकायत, न कोई थकान. आई एम श्योर आप सब मेरे साथ अग्री करेंगे कि अब इस दुनिया में नारी के लिए कोई लिमिटेशंस या कोई बाउंड्रीज नहीं है. हम अपनी उड़ान जब चाहे, जहां चाहे, जैसे चाहे भर रहे हैं. तो आई थिंक आप सबको अपने खुद के लिए बहुत प्राउड फील होना चाहिए और शाबाशी देनी चाहिए कि आप वो नारी शक्ति है जो सारी उड़ानें भर रही है. और आज आई एम वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू बी हियर विथ माय को-होस्ट श्रवंती जी, जो एक अपने आप में बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग शक्ति है, क्योंकि वो 2 बच्चों की मदर है, इतनी फिट है, क्रिएटिव है, सपोर्टिव है और कम्युनिटी लीडर है. सो हियर आई वांट टू इंट्रोड्यूस यू टू श्रवंती जी.
थैंक्स मेघा, बहुत बोल दिया. मैं श्रवंती तिरुनगरी, a mother of 2 kids, 2 young kids, सुहा. एंड देन जहां तक मुझे नारी के बारे में होता है, नारी कैन रन द फैमिली, रन द कंट्री. इज लाइक नारी जहां पे सशक्त होता है वहीं पे पूरा स्वर्ग हो जाता है वो. सो आई एम ऑल अबाउट वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट, और जो भी मेरे से होता है मैं हर वक्त सोसाइटी के लिए और नारी के लिए करती रहती हूँ. थैंक यू.
आई कैन सेकंड दैट. मैं खुद ये विटनेस करती हूँ तो मैं अग्री भी करती हूँ. जल्दी से आई थिंक आई एम श्योर ऑल द ऑडियंस इज वेटिंग हमारे चीफ गेस्ट के लिए, आज के बहुत ही यंग, अमेजिंग, ब्राइट, टैलेंटेड, एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी चाइल्ड ऑफ अमेजिंग पेरेंट्स that are so motivating and inspiring to her. हमारे आगे के जर्नी में आई थिंक वो आपको बताएगी कि उसके पेरेंट्स ने, उसके मॉम और उसके डैड ने उसको जिस मुकाम पे आज वो जहां है उसके लिए कितना सपोर्ट किया है. सो हियर आई वेलकम Suhani Srivastava with a lot of pride in my heart to represent her here today. Suhani, if you don't mind just giving a small quick introduction about you and your work.
Thank you so much. Namaste, everyone. My name is Suhani, and I'm going to be a senior at Seven Lakes High School. Currently, I'm the president of the Aerospace Club, and I also founded this club because I just love aerospace engineering, and I believe it's important to empower women in this field. And I'm also the president of the Women in STEM Club, which I'm so honored to be chosen as the president this year. And basically, the club focuses on empowering women in STEM, which is usually male dominated. And I also volunteered at Space Center Houston, which was an amazing opportunity where I worked with little kids. And I also got my inspiration for writing my book through here. And overall, I'm super thankful for my parents, both my mother and father, for helping me and providing me with all the resources to carry out all my activities towards my passion.
Great, Suhani, you have achieved. I have a kid of your age, a senior.
Oh, really? That's nice. What school?
PLNI, the Dorset High School.
That's nice. I've heard of that school.
Well, Suhani, Thank you for your introduction. It was very simple, but I think at the same time, very enlightening and inspiring to us, at least, because of what you've achieved at your age. So let me ask you this to open up to the audience. How old are you?
I'm 17 years old. I was born March 4th.
Okay. You're 17 years old and you're here representing yourself as an author. Is that right?
Yes, I am. It's my first time being an author, but I'm super thankful for this experience.
That's amazing. I think I want to highlight that as a fact to the audience that Suhani is 17 years old and she's an author. Um, that statement itself is, I feel, sending out a message to a lot of young women, letting them know that there is no age barrier in doing anything. So thank you, Suhani, for proving that with your actions and implementing it so beautifully.
No problem. Thank you so much for those kind words.
Of course. श्रवंती जी, आई थिंक गोइंग फॉरवर्ड मैंने देखा कि आप बहुत ही एक्साइटेड हो थोड़े क्वेश्चंस पूछने के लिए, तो बिफोर आई टेक ऑन द स्टेज प्लीज गो अहेड.
Yeah. So, since I have a kid in my own house, but I am curious about what motivated you to go into the space as a young kid, and then, what
I've
actually drove that?
I've always had a passion for space exploration and space because there's so much to learn and there's so many different things out in space that we have yet to explore. And it actually started when I went to a camp at NASA through my Girl Scouts group. And we actually stayed overnight at NASA, and it was very cool because you can see how space exploration evolved in Space Center Houston because they have a whole museum. And I just loved space exploration. And I also loved hearing Kalpana Chawla's story. She was an astronaut and she was the first Indian American woman astronaut in the Columbia mission. And she inspired me a lot to pursue this career. I mean, to like want to pursue this career in America. And yeah, she gave me a lot of confidence for that. And that's why I wanted to do aerospace engineering.
Right. I remember Kalpana Chawla. I was a teenager during that time. It was an inspiration and great pride that she was an Indian, right? Yeah. Megha, I'll pass it to you. So I have a couple of more questions, but I just want to give you an opportunity to ask your question.
Thank you, Shravanti ji. So, Hani, we're talking about your work. We're talking about how well you're doing for yourself at this young age and what motivated you to write a book. Can you tell us more about who you are as an individual? Give us an insight on your thought process of how you even thought about this. What was that step or that seed planted in your mind to even begin this process?
Well, I have a passion for sustainability as well, just taking care of Earth and our environment. Because as a Girl Scouts, we were always taught about taking care of the environment, and I just love nature. So I wanted to tie in both of my passions together into a book for kids. And I also love interacting with kids. Like through my experience in Space Center Houston, I actually learned a lot from the students there, and I learned about how passionate they were in like science and technology in space. So I thought it would be a great idea to make a children's storybook that ties in aerospace engineering and sustainability because it's a big topic in our current time and also in our future as global warming expands more and more. So it's important for us to take care of our environment, and it's important to teach our next generation about taking care of our environment.
So then the answer to my question is the seed, the original initiation of this idea was motivated from protecting the environment and sustainability then, right? Okay. How does environment and sustainability being so important even come into your awareness? I feel like it's a bigger problem and a bigger global issue. So at your awareness, how did you even get introduced to that?
Well, through Girl Scouts, we were actually like, they made us do projects to earn badges about like doing small projects like making like small windmills or little solar panels to teach us about how we can use like sustainable resources instead of how we usually use like oil, fossil fuels that burn carbon emissions into the environment. And like I said, I like love nature a lot. I have a garden too in my home, and I love taking care of plants. And I think it's very important to take care of our environment as we go on to the future because environmental problems have become like a very big part of our reality now. Like we hear all kinds of news about it. So that's why I thought it was very important.
Okay. Shravanti ji, do you want to ask questions?
Yeah, I'm a big garden lover. I have too many plants. I kind of have passion for all the herbs, medicine values and everything, and I recycle everything. So I'm all in for sustainability because that's how we can make sure that, we will leave the resource for the next generations to come and not exhaust it. So it's a great thing what you're doing. And with that, I know you were excited about the space, and I want to also know, what are your future plans of author? Will it be your part-time, or like how do you see yourself as a next level? You're gonna write more books, or what are you seeing yourself in your future?
Thanks for that question. I'm super excited to answer it because I'm thinking about making a series for this book, like tying in different engineerings to sustainability. Like right now, I did aerospace. Maybe I might do like biochemical engineering or mechanical engineering and tie that into sustainability. And in the future, I hope to create this as like a part-time um, activity because I want to focus on becoming an aerospace engineer and eventually working at places like NASA or SpaceX. And currently, I'm thinking about reading my books to local libraries here in Houston for kids. I think that would be super fun. And I'm also aiming to target young girls to teach them about taking initiative through reading my book and through telling them what my book is about and my process.
Really nice. So, yeah, we need more kids, more voices to talk about the sustainability so that many people will really work on saving the environment and, do a lot of recycling. So, that's really good. As a young 17-year-old, so much of maturity is I, I mean, I have a month.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, yeah,
So, Han, with everything you're talking, I agree with Shravanti. I think you sound very matured, but also very clear about your vision of what you want to do going forward. I don't think many people at your age have that clarity or even have the ability to think in that capacity. At least I don't think when I was 17, I had the clarity of knowing what am I going to do with my life ahead, probably 10 years from now. Um, how did you get that?
I mean, I still struggle sometimes with like clearly envisioning my path because there's obviously like a lot of hurdles like you have to go through, like being accepted into your desired college, etc. But I think mainly from my mom because she always had a clear vision of things and she taught me how important it is to visualize yourself kind of achieving the things you want to in the future. It helps you create a clear vision, and then also journaling and writing down what you want to achieve in your life, and it kind of like manifests that in you as well. So yeah, and it's also like a lot from spirituality too, because I think I'm a very spiritual person, and that's taught me how to become like how to achieve maturity and how to just visualize myself in a clear way and allow things to come for me in these projects.
Nice. Do you ever feel like you have to work a lot more since your vision is so clear compared to other friends or peers of yours?
Yeah, I do at times. I feel like I do have to work a lot more because I set like standards for myself to complete. So I have to work for those standards. But I think at the end of the day, everyone works like really hard, whether they have a clear vision or not. So yeah.
That was a really nice answer. But I think what I was trying to get out of you was how high you've set the bar for yourself. I think that is immensely important for, I think, the listeners to also understand that achieving something at such a young age also requires setting a bar and knowing what that bar is and being sure that you want to put in the efforts that it takes to achieve it while you're working your way there. It's incredible, really. Every time I'm talking to you and the more I'm listening to you, it's like more and more when I feel like, okay, we've all got to do better in our lives and we can all achieve it if we set the standards like you. Trust me, it's very inspiring.
As a
Um,
17-year-old, I had no clue what I was doing with my life.
and I'm sure a lot of people who are going to connect with us here is saying, हाँ हाँ मुझे भी नहीं पता था क्या करने वाले हैं हम. So I think exactly, it's amazing, Suhani. If you could offer one piece of advice to aspiring authors, what would that be?
I'm still new to the whole process, but I think a basic piece of advice is just enjoying the journey, like researching about the topic of your book, collecting images that represent your book, and then connecting with your book at a personal level is really helpful. You should like enjoy the journey instead of like thinking only about like is this going to be a success or not, and just worrying about that. I think it's best to just enjoy in the moment and enjoy writing and allow those ideas to flow.
Okay. When you said that not worrying about result, it just remind me of one of the shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. I think it says, Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma farhe turbu mate sangot swakarmani. I think it simply just exemplifies how beautifully you're implementing this shloka in your life. Um, it's amazing, really.
Yeah, I actually got this idea from that shloka too.
Oh my God! No, really?
I remember my mom reading it to me and telling me the meaning because I was stressing out about the results of my test grade and
Right.
also the results at school. So my mom read me this line and she told me the meaning behind it. And that's when I like really connected to spirituality. Like I can connect these things to my life. I thought that was very
That's nice. I think it also depicts your upbringing and how core ethics does your mother bring to you to even introduce you to something like this. I think kudos to your parents genuinely, because I feel like at your age to achieve what you've achieved has a lot to do with what your parents must have done in your upbringing. Um, how would you continue this impact in the society going forward?
Like I said, I'd love to read my book to local libraries because I know they have clubs for kids where you can read children's storybooks. So I hope that I can read mine and then tell the meaning behind it. And I also hope to encourage young girls in the STEM field as well. I highly encourage it because I feel like women can be really successful within the STEM field, even though it's like very male dominated. I think women can achieve a lot of success.
Nice.
And
Are you
I
ever scared?
Huh?
Are you ever scared?
Yeah, I am. Like a lot of times, especially during this time where you have to apply to colleges and then like wait for their results. I am like very scared about that. So that's why I always like repeat that line in my head. I'm not worrying
You
about.
want to do you want to repeat it just like you would in your mind to us? I think let's just imbibe it in everybody's mind, because I feel like as humans, we all wait and are longing to see a result of something we must have put work in. And I think that statement is just going to remind everybody, probably just that anxiety is going to go down. So do you want to repeat it?
I am not very good at pronouncing the line, so I usually repeat the idea in English in my mind. I
Go
think
ahead.
it
Go
um,
ahead.
I just say like, don't focus on the results, enjoy the journey right now. That's like what I repeat, and that originates from that Bhagavad Gita line.
Yes, yes. Okay, amazing. Shravanti, you were saying something?
No, I was just saying that it stresses, and also it's still male dominated world with all the space. So yes, we need women presence there. Like a lot of women has to come, and you know, it's something we need to make a mark.
Yeah. Um, Sahani, knowing that we're all agreeing that we need more women in this field, do you feel any challenges that you come across as a female in this industry?
Yeah, I do face a lot of challenges, like especially in like certain classes, like computer science classes and stuff. You can see that it's mainly male dominated. Like most of the people in that class are men. And it's intimidating sometimes because people tell you like there's only 14% of women in aerospace engineering. Like, are you sure you want to do
Wow.
like, yes, I am sure, but it can be intimidating sometimes because, like, it's important to have a community of women, and that could be hard to find in STEM fields. That's why it comes across as a challenge.
So when you are intimidated, how do you deal with it?
I just think back to my goals. Like, I have a passion for aerospace engineering. That means I can do it, and I should achieve that passion, and I should pursue that passion. Even though it's a male dominated field, I can still achieve success.
Okay, so I think if I'm hearing what you're saying right, regardless of what industry it is, regardless of how dominated it is by any gender, if you put in the work, you can achieve what you want. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Um, you have no idea how many people you're relating to right now. Every word that's coming out of your mouth is very impactful. I just want to make sure you understand and take some credit for what you're doing today. It's commendable, but
Yes,
make sure you do continue that.
I'm like very grateful for all the opportunities I get and everything I've achieved. And I strongly believe it's because of my parents and the people around me who have encouraged me.
That's very nice. Um, can you tell us more about your book? What is it called? What does it entail? How the chapters are going to be? Just so our listeners here understand what they're going to get if they read your book.
I have the book right here. It's called From Sky to Soil.
Okay.
And I kept a very simple name because I wanted to express that the sky is basically aerospace engineering because it's aircraft and spacecraft, and then the soil is our earth and our land, which includes sustainability. And in this book, there is a lot of fun images and graphics that relate to the topics. And I've broken down the topics into chapters. So first, it talks about like protecting our air environment through aerospace, like through different aerospace engineering programs. Like, for example, Boeing has a program called the Eco Demonstrator Program, where they hope to cut all the carbon emissions from planes or like the bad gases from planes to zero by 2050. So I have that in this book. And I also have ways to protect our ocean, our soil, all through aerospace engineering and technology created by aerospace engineers. It's a very nice book, and there's also a robot, a fun character. It's like a little robot that explains all the complicated topics to kids in very simple words that anybody can understand.
Can you open that page? I'm very excited right away. I want to see the robot.
Yeah, so this is like this page here. Let me open up the page. Here. The robot is down here.
Oh, that is so cute. That's really cute. It's adorable. What does the box say? Can you read it out to us?
It says, if you don't know the meanings of bolded words in this book, I have included a glossary that gives you the meaning of the words. So it's basically like hinting to the readers that if you don't know any of the meanings of like these bolded words here,
Mhm,
there's a
mhm.
glossary in the back, and I can show the glossary as well. open up to the book. Okay. I've included like definitions to any words that kids might not know.
Nice. And what age group do you think this will connect with?
I think this goes to from 7 to 12 years old. I think around there. I think they'll be able to understand it. Also, when I did the volunteering at Space Center Houston, I saw many kids that are able to grasp concepts like these, so that's why
Hmm?
I felt comfortable in it.
Nice. Um, what was the most rewarding moment you experienced during your writing process?
I learned a lot from writing about this book. I researched into NASA a lot, and I researched into Boeing's programs and SpaceX programs. So I gained a lot of knowledge about aerospace engineering just by writing a children's book. So that was very, very rewarding to me.
Nice. That's amazing. Um, is there anything in the book that you can relate to on a personal level?
I think the interest for aerospace engineering within this book I can relate to on a personal level because I'm very interested in aerospace engineering. There's a lot of teamwork and community building within the aerospace engineering field, and there's a lot of new innovations as well, which I relate to because the robot itself is very interested in aerospace engineering and loves explaining about it. So I relate to that. And I also relate to the sustainability aspect and the care for the environment as well.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Shravantiji, do you have any questions while you've been listening to everything she's saying? Or are you just
Yeah.
wow, just like me?
No, I mean it's really amazing at 17, the clarity what she has, and I'm like, oh my God. So the question I might think of is like, how did you even start or get this idea of, oh, I need to write a book? Like, writing a book at that age and getting that thought itself is like big task. I mean, how did you even digest that whole idea into your head and transform into a book? And by the way, I love the way it looks. The
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. In my medical terminology class, we actually had to write a children's book, like a really simple one, to like explain like terms about like red blood cells, etc. So from there, I kind of got the experience, and I was like, this is a very cool and fun project. It's very simple and it's very cool. So I thought that I could like replicate it here with something that I'm interested into, which I'm interested in aerospace engineering and sustainability. So I thought it would be a really nice, fun, and relaxing project. Also, like a distraction from all the schoolwork I have to do. So yeah.
Nice. I want to tell the listeners here and the viewers here that Shravanti ji and myself have met Suhani during a fun time at a temple here in Houston. We were celebrating the journey or the exemplifying success of Chandrayaan. And it was amazing to see this young kid come in with a rocket, okay, like a whole science project in her hand with the father in the temple, talking about how proud she was that India had done an amazing job. I think being such a pride Indian is also commendable in the US, Sohani. Um, I want you to know that that day was an eye opener also for a lot of us to see at what age, how confident you were while you were talking about it. It was incredible.
Thank you
Um,
so much.
you are very welcome. Tell me more about the whole book. I know you have a nice presentation that you worked on. Can we take a look at that and can you talk more about it?
Yeah, sure. Let me share the screen. Are you all able to see my screen? Okay. This was just an introduction to me, which I already explained. Um, The book's inspiration came also from my inspiration from contributing to the space industry. Like, I hope to contribute to the space industry. And I think through this book, I'll be able to because I'll inspire young leaders and the next generation towards maybe like taking a job later in life in aerospace engineering or taking an interest in space exploration. And about my book, it's about different space programs, sustainability, aerospace, and then we also have a topic about space debris, which may be new to many people, but there's also junk in space as well, not only in our environment, but outside of Earth, there's also a lot of junk. And we talk about how there are plans, there have been research papers done to use lasers to try to target those that space junk up in space and bring it down to Earth and reduce the space junk up in space. So I thought that was very cool. And everything is divided into chapters here. And you can follow along. I have the introduction to aerospace, aerospace and the environment, how aerospace can even tie into the environment, clean air on Earth, which is basically taking care of the air environment through aerospace, protecting our oceans, which is taking care of the ocean environment, saving forests. Aerospace can also be used towards like detecting forest fires, using planes to detect forest fires, and also about space junk, which I just explained. Oh, here, cleaning space. And also reusable rockets. So SpaceX has reusable rockets. Like I think their latest rocket is reusable. So I thought that was very cool. So I put that as a chapter as well. And then I have a conclusion, just talking about how aerospace can tie into the environment. That's basically about my book.
Nice. The presentation was also as clear as your vision here. I do want you to know that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Suhani, let's enter a little bit of you as an individual and your personal self, okay? थोड़ा fun facts देना हमें आपके बारे में.
हाँ ठीक है. मेरे पास एक छोटा भाई है. He's very annoying. He's like
Always bhais are annoying, right?
I wish I had an older sister sometimes. But I also love dogs, but my mom is completely scared of dogs. So I can never get a dog. Yeah. And I love sabzi, करेला की सब्जी मुझे बहुत पसंद है, but my friends hate it. They're like, "What are you eating?"
Yeah, I don't think every kid is going to say they like karela ki sabzi for sure. I think you're definitely unique at that.
My daughter loves it because I introduce Karela ki sabji with her cousins. And Suhani, I have two big dogs, so you can come to my place if you want to have fun with dogs.
I'd love to.
Really
I'd love
nice.
I told you the super Shravanti, the superwoman. Okay. Sonny, do you think you have anything else to add about the book more than what we've covered so far?
Yeah, sure. I can add a few more things. I think like the illustrations, they're very cool because this is all AI generated. Like the illustrations are AI generated, which I thought it was very cool that I can like incorporate AI into this as
Oh my
well.
goodness, Suhani. So not only are you environmental friendly, not only are you big on sustainability, not only are you big at your age that you're doing this, but you also incorporate AI. So technology is also part of your strengths. I mean, what else are we missing here? Is there more to you that you can enlighten us with?
I mean, that's about it. Like those are like the main things I focus on, like STEM, technology, sustainability, and I also love spirituality too. Like that's a big part of my life as well.
So tell me about your routine within spirituality. Like, what do you do?
Like I try to meditate like at least 10 minutes a day and like visualize my goals through meditation. Like there's a whole bunch of meditations on YouTube. There's 10-minute meditation. And I use that a lot and I love meditation. I also love the idea of like manifestation and all, and I feel like that has a lot of roots in Hinduism and like shlokas and stuff. I think that has a lot of roots, so I incorporate that too by journaling and just writing out my manifestations and meditating.
So,
Okay.
so tell me, how do you inspire or anything with the spirituality in this US, like connecting back to your roots, how do you do it? Like, what are your advices for your peers who might not be knowing the roots, and how would you like help them? Like, how did you drove to your success or, goals and aims and everything? You have such a good clarity of thoughts, like what you want to become, what I want to achieve. Like, it's really great. So what do you advise for those kids?
I recommend like reading into your culture, or like the Bhagavad Gita in the English version is a very nice start as well. I started with that. Like my mom would read to me. So also I think through parents, it's a big thing. Like talking to your parents about spirituality and getting in touch with your culture through them. It's very important, especially if you're living in America where you're kind of a little bit disconnected from your culture. So it's important to tie in those roots again through your parents or through your grandparents as well. And yeah. There's a lot of YouTube videos also out there. If you just search up about spirituality on YouTube, there's a lot of people talking about it daily. So those help a lot. I think technology helps connect a lot of things together. So yeah.
Nice. Do y'all think we should open it up to the audience and see if somebody has a question for you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, किसी को कोई भी questions है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं. सुहानी यहाँ पे हमारे लिए आई है, and she's definitely going to answer any questions you have. So, anybody, any questions? Other than Shravanti ji and I think we tried to cover everything we could that would come to you guys' mind. I know India में तो रात हो चुकी है, तो अगर if you've not gone to bed, I know a lot of you have joined and are very excited to hear more about this 17-year-old kid who's doing an amazing job. But we'll give them a couple of minutes, I guess, to come up with the questions. And in the meantime, Suhani, as an adult, okay, at my age, within mid-30s, 40s, 50s, right, as in when you grow, I feel like managing different things in your life becomes challenging because there are other commitments that come into play. How do you think you currently or will manage time and still achieve all of this that you have as a vision for yourself?
It helps when I like block out my time in schedules. I use Google Calendar as well. Like just like visualizing that and just blocking out the time on your calendar and writing things down helps a lot. And I also think like for getting work done and getting the motivation to get work done, I listen to music, which helps me like tap into the flow state and get all the work I need to done. Because sometimes it can be boring.
Yeah.
So music like makes it very nice.
So you said blocking your time on calendar and music. These are the two major answers to my question. Okay, all right. I see two hands raised here. One is Vaishali ji. Namaste. You can go ahead with your question.
Hi, so I'm from London. Like, I'm not from London, I'm from India, but I live in London. So, I was gonna ask, you know how you were talking about like your experiences from like Girl Scouts and stuff? I was thinking, so has anything at your school kind of like influenced you into like writing this book? And what would you recommend schools to like do?
From my school, we worked on a lot of fun projects. Like also in my midterm class, we worked on like writing a children's book, which I feel like that helped bring that idea a lot in my mind. And also in my school, we have a bunch of different clubs run by students. Like they can run any club they want. And I think that's very helpful because it introduces you to new ideas and new aspects of creativity. So I think I would recommend schools to allow kids to make their own clubs. I think that's very helpful.
Thank you.
No problem.
I see another hand raised here. Anushri ji.
Hey, I'm also from India, and but I stay in Malaysia. I don't have a question, but I just wanted to congratulate Suhani for the wonderful job and the great work that she's been doing, and the clarity with which she answered all the questions and spoke about her experience and thought process is really amazing. So I just wanted to congratulate Suhani, and thank you, Megha and Shravanti ji, for bringing this up.
Thank you so much. I love that. Thank you so much for the kind words.
Thank you, Anushriji. Thank you. I think your words were also very motivating for Suhani to continue doing more and more in her life. So thank you for that.
All the best, Suhani.
Anybody else? Any other questions? Okay. Well, Shravanti ji, do you have any other questions, any realizations, anything that you think we learned today from this
Oh,
conversation?
it's been
from
great
Suhani?
saying, like, connecting to roots and these ideas. I'm just surprised when you got that children's book. How did your parents even, like, help you through that whole journey and navigate it? So, as a mother of young teenager, I would like to really learn from, because there's like the way you're presenting, the clarity, there's great parenting also hidden in that. So, any advice as a teenager? What do you think it helped?
Yeah, it helped a lot because I like communicated my idea to my parents and like the path I wanted to go through. I was like, I wanted to create this children's book for teaching kids about sustainability, and they really like that aspect. They don't know much about aerospace engineering, but they really connected to the sustainability aspect. So I basically told them about that, and they helped me a lot through the process. They helped me like manage my time, and they helped me come up with ideas for the book. So yeah, that really helped.
I understand when Indians get connected to sustainability because culturally we are designed to recycle our stuff in quite a bit of our day-to-day activities. So we definitely get connected. So yeah, I think I have no questions, but just want to congratulate. I know we will meet you, but just good luck, whatever you're doing, great. It's just motivates so many young kids. Like we need so much knowledge.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot.
Suhani, thank you for being who you are and representing yourself so beautifully to us. I want to end this conversation by saying a couple of things. One is going to be an incredible eye opener for myself, talking to you and learning so many things from you, but also with Shravanti ji, who's a mother of 2 kids and still manages to make time for social work and manages to make time for so many other commitments in her life. I think I have two incredible, beautiful Nari Shakti examples right in front of me. And I hope and pray that I get to learn and grow just like you too. So thank you for allowing me to be here as well. I want to thank Shaktiworld for bringing this platform together to inspire women in the world, inspire authors like Suhani, inspire hosts like myself and Shravanti ji to do better and better in the society and say, yaar, Nari kam nahi hai. And I think that's a strong message that's going out in the world. And it fills my heart with pride to do this. So again, thank you, Suhani, for your time. Sunday morning, doing amazing. Continue doing great work. I hope to host and interview you in the rest of my lives, and it will fill my heart with pride, genuinely. So continue being the amazing you are. Shravanti ji, thank you for being a co-host. You have been great and incredible. Thank you for introducing me to Shakti World. I think it was the reason I am here today. So thank you, everybody. And I want to thank Shakti World too. Anything you all have to say?
No, it's my pleasure. And there is a saying in Telugu because I come from South. So it's like Nari is not great. Life starts with Nari. So we have to remember that we cannot ignore Nari. We have to show our presence. So great Shaktival for giving me the opportunity to be the host and meeting a young kid like, Suhani and Mega. It was fun always to be with you. And either have partying or show hosting, anything with you is always fun. So thank you guys. And all
Thank
the audience who joined during
Yes.
Sunday
Yes.
and night time in India.
Yes, and people from London, people from Uganda, people from Africa, people from US, people from Pakistan, people from India. I think you all have been an amazing audience with the dedication that you all have been listening to Suhani and how well she's presenting. Even if that's inspired you 1%, I think we've achieved what we wanted to achieve today. So continue inspiring yourself, continue listening to Shakti World's videos, supporting them and supporting Nari and their Shakti out around in the world. So thank you, everybody. Vaishali, thank you for your question. Anushriji, thank you for your motivating words to Sohani. I think that was incredible of you to do. And I want to just say, everybody, have a great day, night, evening, whatever it is in any part of the country that you are. We wish you the very best, everybody. Bye.
Bye.